Hi, I'm Shane, and welcome to Frontline Spiritual Warrior 144. This message is something I was thinking about here. The world religions, the global religions, the big ones that go across all borders, that appeal to people all over the world. These are anything from Islam, Catholics, Mormons, Protestants, Zionism, the Jews, Judaism, Protestants, Mormons, and it goes on, right? I got to thinking, well, what do these religions really do other than make people feel good? Because I thought long and hard after thought about these religions. And here's my thought on these, and I'll tell you why. But is that they're really Satan's religions, these big ones? Why would you say that? Well, here's a couple things. Just uncommon sense is what it is. And by the way, the phrase common sense, there is no common sense anymore. Not in this world right now. So I call it uncommon sense. But one thing is in the Bible, when Jesus walked this earth and he was tested by Satan, he was offered what? In that day, all the nations of the world, right? Control of them. Well, what's in them? Everything, the governments, the people, the goats, you name it, right? All the cities, all the lands, the borders, all the people in them, and their religions too, right? And also all the all the businesses and industries, whatever you had back in the day, all the armies, right? The kings, control of everything. That's what he was offered, and he refused it. Excuse me. So that's one, just a thought, something to stew on, ponder, if you will. But then the uncommon sense part here I look at is, I view them now as the big religions I just named, and there's more. View them as nothing more than corporations, evil corporations. Because no one knows what corporations do, and they buy up everything. They want to control everything, right? You see corporations going back and forth. Some smaller ones get absorbed into the bigger ones, right? And ultimately, you get one that absolutely is so big, like Blackstone, that it dominates entire industries, right? So that it's like a big octopus. It's got its tentacles and everything. It's huge. It's massive. So there's that kind of like a blueprint for you. But what do these churches really do? I mean, they make people feel good, but they don't they don't teach anything about spirituality. And a lot of the messages are skewed. A lot of these Bibles have been rewritten so many times to suit the needs of man, those running the show. And so I ask myself, where do all these hundreds of billions of dollars go that these churches rake in? These giant corporations, these religious corporations. Because that kind of money, I mean, think about this. Tell me I'm wrong here. Throw a comment down in the comments or if you want. But really, where does all that money go? What do they spend it on? Because if they really did God's work, what that money is intended for, why people with their hearts give tithing, it's to support the church, but that money's also intended by God to be used to help others. Because you and I, we go to work, right? We just can't run around and help everybody. We have to support ourselves. We have to stay in our jobs and all this other stuff. So what do these churches do, or these religions? Where does all those hundreds of billions go every year? Because you think of that kind of money, if they truly did God's work, there would be no homeless. There would be no one going hungry. There would be no disease because they would be paying for all of this stuff to make sure all the people are taken care of. They would do God's work. I mean, truly do God's work, wouldn't they? but they do good work, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of that's also for show, psychological show, as in if they can show you a commercial how they help someone, you got it in your head that, oh, these, they're so good. They do, But really, where does all that money go? These are some evil people that work for Satan that run these religions. They're his religions. And consider this, by the way. You've heard of the Great Reset. I don't remember the guy's name, Klaus something, who's all about controlling this world. And I'm not prepared. I have to dig up some info on him. But there's something I saw on there, what they're planning to create a one world religion. I want you to look at all those religions in there that they want to include. Those are Satan's religions, and they want to mass them together. That way they can rake in all the dough at once. I mean, a giant corporation is nothing more. That's all it is, and it's just getting bigger, and it's getting to a point like kind of like Walmart here in the United States has bought up everything. It's putting everyone else out of business, capitalizing on being able to offer everyone everything, and therefore the little family-owned businesses have been closing for years now because of them. That's what they want. They want to capitalize on their gatekeeping ways, their gatekeeping skills, are putting a stranglehold on people's access to God. And something else to add to this, if you don't believe me, I mean, when Jesus walked this earth, that's something he showed the world. These evil Pharisees and Sadducees, right? Don't know if I said Sadducees right. Maybe I did. Hope I did. But that's a blueprint right there for us to look at and understand that there's a lot of evil people here. These guys are the gatekeepers to God. That's what they've made themselves. And then another thing, just the uncommon sense, churches should not be so incredulously, embarrassingly wealthy. Jesus was not about wealth. He was about love. Loving your fellow man. Do unto others as you would have them do unto them. Right? Forgive your enemies. Love your enemies. Love all. Do you really get that out of these giant religions? That's why I say they're Satan's religions. I know my church is better than yours and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't go into loving all. That goes into hatred. Satan preaches and teaches hatred through his minions, those who work for him that control these big churches or these big religions. Does that make sense? That's how he keeps control in just the area of religion, by the way. But I mean, that's the things I think of. I mean, I look at these guys, I'm like, And another thing, the way I was treated by, I'm like an ex-Mormon. I don't even care for that religion. It was important to me, to my mother many years ago, rest her soul. But the way these guys treated me, I mean, absolutely. They are just like they're holier than thou. For one, they're racial. They're holier than thou, and they don't care about their actions. I mean, they threw me under the bus. They lied and said a lot of crap about me behind my back because they're jealous of me because I've been where they haven't. I've been in combat. And these guys, they didn't like that. They were jealous because they hadn't done anything with their lives other than, go and pine for their church, the Mormon church in this case. I don't know. These things were on my mind. I just thought I would share them. You're welcome to put comments in the comment section. It's probably a hard thing for a lot of people to accept what I just said. And you need to know the truth. Really. Think it through. Where does all that money go? Catholic Church is so incredibly, they're embarrassingly wealthy with all their massive churches. But Jesus was humble, wasn't he? He didn't care about all that wealth and all the having the best stuff. He was looking at, well, he was here to set an example for all of us to follow, how to treat each other, how to pray even. And of course, the Catholic Church also destroyed a lot of his great teachings by capitalizing on religion, took it as their own. The Roman Catholic Church. And they decided what actual books are going to be included in there. Because you look at the Bible, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. There was 12 disciples of Jesus, right? 12 followers. And there's only 4. What do we got? Mark, Luke, Matthew. I should know. Mark, Luke, Matthew, and John. Yeah. Where are the rest? Where's the other 8? And some will say, well, they were illiterate. Well, if Jesus had asked them to write, or they would have found a way to write those. So that's missing from mankind, because they have beautiful, deep lessons for man that the Catholic Church doesn't want you to spiritually grow, so they hid those. Anyway, the uncommon sense part. The Great Reset, that one church, one religion bullshit, is all about Satan's corporate-owned and evil, hellish servants capitalizing on raking in all the money all at once across the whole world, trying to drive out any other churches or smaller churches of God. They want to lock out everyone else and control all the gates to God, so they can put out their own propaganda and teach you how you should worship God. They want to keep you away from being spiritual. And for everything I said about what Satan had offered Jesus when he was tempting him, and Jesus refused him. Now, make up your own mind, though. But I've dealt with Lutherans, Catholics, Protestants, and Mormons. The Mormons, as of recent, just a couple years ago, they're all about business. They'd throw anyone under the bus. I mean, they don't even fucking know. They don't even have God in their life. They really don't. These guys are nothing but corporate blueprints. And by going to church, they're all holy. They're holier than thou. They have no idea. None of these religions want people to know a damn thing about God other than what they teach you. And their stuff is grossly written by man to serve man, not God. Hope this makes sense. Probably sting a lot of people. Ultimately, I'm not like looking to insult everyone, although I probably just have. But you know what? It's your own choice to make up or consider if you have God, if you truly have God in your life or not. I have my own beautiful relationship with God, private relationship. And I don't need a religion. I really don't. They are absolutely useless. They are culty, very culty. Going to a Catholic church, that freaks me the hell out. There's these are other videos for how Satan draws energy from all of us all of the people that go into these religions to feed off of people. That's a deeper video for later. There's some hellish stuff going on in this world, and this is why we're in the end of times, guys. All this stuff is noted, seen. All those who are doing wrong, committing sins, stealing, lying, committing adultery, coveting the neighbor's wife, and whatever else, all of it. Murder, ooh. False gods, idolatry. I mean, how many entertainers do you see out there that people just seem to worship and follow around like crowds? Idolaters, right? False gods. You got, there's just so many. It's just, we're in the end times because the switch has been thrown. Lord Jesus is in control. God is in control of this world. There it is. And the stuff you're seeing now on the TVs, all the calamities happening everywhere around the world, that's because Satan and those who serve him are not going to just give up everything and walk away saying, okay, you won this one. All right, he's not going to be a gentleman about it. These guys are in it to win it, and they think they're going to hang on. They're going to fight, and this is what we're going to see. It's coming. You're already starting to see it. Look at what's going on in the world. Attack after attack, the most heinous stuff, the wrong people leading everything. For real, wrong people in charge. And how do they get there? There's more videos coming, guys. But back to the religions. Those are Satan's right now. I don't know that they're going to survive in the future because those are part of the 3D in the way of thinking. Controlling others, right? Greed, power, corruption, crime, all this stuff goes hand in hand with these religions. They're not doing man a good service. Because the bulk of them, they're all, like I said, go and look at the, there's a picture out there. I find that, I'll probably make another video to show you and probably add more to this. I don't know. But everyone on that, all those large religions, they want to include on that one world religion. That's Satan's religions. And all the ones on there are the ones he controls. Maybe look at it that way. If yours is on there, like, man, maybe you got a point. Up to you. I'm just throwing this out there. Hope it makes sense. My thought here is to wake people up to what they're seeing. And remember, if they really did God's work, there would be no hunger, no homeless. Diseases would practically be gone because they would have paid for these people to get healed, right? And so much more. Anyway, up to you to ponder. I have my own relationship with Jesus. That's all I need. He's beautiful. He's real. And I've done that. I established this relationship by going to him and praying in earnest. Welcomed him into my life, and I have not looked back, guys. The love he has shared with me is just incredibly, it's beautiful. And that's why I want to speak to what I see and what's going on in this world. And so many will say, well, but religions are of God. Yes, they have their purpose, but when you see what they actually are doing, I mean, just consider all I said. Ask yourself, is that, do I have a point? A couple points? Maybe? I don't, it's up to you. Just putting this out there, because that's what I see in these religions. Anyway. I say that, all of this, to hopefully wake you guys up out of love for the collective. I love you. God loves you. Till the next one.